Hey there. So, I know it's been a while since I posted a long form video, but it's been for good reason. So, I figured we'll have a little tea and chat and put a little bit of me working in the studio in the background, and you can enjoy this conversation slash discussion on being courageous and vulnerable and facing your fears of rejection. Yeah, so let's get into it. Every time. I have been in the art woodworks, and to me, that's a great thing, a great problem to have. I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable here and share the reasons to why I have been making so much art and not uploading is because I was focusing a lot of my energy on applying for art residencies and open calls for artwork. And spoiler alert, I didn't get any of the ones I applied for. Actually, one is still pending, but we'll see what happens. I'll probably hear back in a couple of weeks. But for the most part, the ones that I've applied to said no. And that's okay, because this year I have made it my main focus to put myself and my work out there in as many ways as I can to the best of my ability. I think it's so important to be a creator and share your gifts, and it would be unfair of me to keep it all to myself. Putting myself out there also means that I'm going to be confronted a lot more with the fear of rejection, which has been a challenge at times in not only my artistic career, but in my life in general, and I think maybe for other people as well. A few years ago, I wish I could remember who said it and why, but I came across this video of a successful entrepreneur, and he said, when he first started out, all he got was no's. But he made this analogy that kind of just like switched something in my brain. And he said, if someone could tell you that it only takes 100 no's before you get a yes, you would be super excited to get to those 99 no's because you knew that yes was coming. It's simplified, but it really changes the perspective that your no's aren't no for nothing. They're just leading you towards your yes. And the sooner you can get them out of the way, the sooner that yes will come. So instead of being delicate with who or where you apply, you just put yourself out there in as many places as you can, because eventually one of them will turn into a yes. But if you're picking and choosing like, I can only do 10 because I don't know, or I can't bear hearing that many no's, you do yourself a disservice. And so it just switched something in my brain to think, these no's aren't for nothing. They're just leading me to my yes. And eventually it will come. But in the meantime, I will keep going, and I'm going to keep getting better. Now, that doesn't take away the sting sometimes of the rejection. I think in the moment you hope for the best and you want to be accepted, I guess is the word. But it does soften the blow a little bit to help knowing that it's not the end of the story. And even though I got multiple no's, I was still able to take away so much from that experience. And one of the biggest ones was that a reminder that I don't do this work. The main goal of my work is not the reward at the end. And what I mean by that is it's not about the acceptance into these residencies or these galleries. The main goal, and it will always be for my work, is to create and share. It's the ability to use art as a tool to bring connection. That has always been the goal. And when I create and share, I'm sharing my heart and my soul and my stories, and that is the most important thing. And these residencies, these applying and putting myself in these vulnerable positions, those are just avenues in which I can achieve that sharing and getting more eyes on the work and on my stories. I think when that is the anchor, it makes it a lot easier to keep going and to continue, because it's not external for me. The internal joy of creating is my driving force. And I think when you continue to show up with love and doing it out of love for what you do, it kind of tones down the no's or the yeses and keeps the focus on what you love to do. And eventually doors will open. And that was the case for me. Even though I got no's in this, because I was actively needing to share more finished works from my portfolio, it opened a completely separate door that I didn't see coming, and an opportunity to share and exhibit my work in Spain, where I live, for the first time, in a communal space, in a cafe that we love to go to. And I think, to me, that was more valuable than getting accepted into a residency, which would be great, but I wasn't expecting it. And I will be sharing more about it in the next video, how it unfolded. It literally fell into my laps. It literally fell into my lap. I did nothing besides create and share, and everything else was given to me. That was an affirming moment that you just keep doing the work, and you never know how an opportunity will present itself if you just keep showing up out of love. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for being here. And I know for myself, it's been a journey of getting used to the no's, and I'm sure for you, you probably have some experience with getting vulnerable and putting yourself in a place of vulnerability for people to judge something you love or have an opinion about something that you care deeply about. And just remember that it isn't about them, and you keep doing what you love and being courageous and brave and sharing it, because the world needs what you have. And that's a reminder for me too. So thank you again. And if you did enjoy this video, I would love if you could give it a like. And if you enjoy the content that I create like this, I'd love for you to subscribe and join us on the journey. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.